Nobody likes you, just get a grip. You have no friends, 'cause you're a piece of shit.
At some point in your childhood, you and your friends went outside to play together for the last time and nobody knew it. We've all seen that meme. I don't think that's true. I think school shooters knew. They had a pretty good fucking idea. Welcome to POS. Take it, Frank.
Welcome to POS Podcast with our host from the child I never had, Mr. Pat Oates.
From the child, or I am the child?
You are the child I never had, Pat.
I came from the child you never had.
You came from
That's how old you are. Your dreams are that I'm your grandson.
This is, Pat, I just want to thank you for making my dream come true.
Yes. Sitting on a couch.
I'm sitting on a couch. I
Not
got
being dead.
Free coffee, free water. And
They'll
I got
charge you
two
afterwards.
fun guys here. We got two fun guys here today.
Who are these fun guys,
These
Frank?
fun guys are friends of mine. I love them. First, we have from his new podcast, Actual News, Alex. Is it G and Papa or G Papa? Alex.
More the first one. Both is great.
Both are good?
Alex
All
G
right,
and
we got
Papa,
Alex G and
everybody.
Papa's here. Let's give him a hand.
Thank you, Frank. I can't wait
And
to
from Long Island himself, Mr. Mike Keegan, who has a wonderful new podcast out called Domestic Disturbance. Let's give it up for these two guests.
Thank you, folks.
Oh, next time you have to do the credits first and then his name.
Oh, okay.
You ever done a comedy show? You guys have been on those, right? Where the guy's like, there goes Mike Keegan. You start walking, he goes, and he's credits, how's it? And you're walking up to the credits and it's all weird.
I forgot his
Thank you,
credits
Frank.
already. Okay, I
Thank you.
tried.
We'll be back to you later on.
I appreciate
We'll hopefully
that.
throughout the show make sure Frank's not dead.
Okay.
Frank will not be conscious the entire time.
Frank might be older than the three of our ages combined.
It's very possible.
Alex and Mike, thanks for being here on POS. For those who don't know the show, how could you? It's new. Here's the thing. POS stands for two things. Pat Oates Show and piece of shit. We're going to talk about things, bring up stories, and we're going to figure out who's the piece of shit in those stories. Like this first fun one we have here. It just came out today. A pizza restaurant has a billboard. We can get that up there. That they got some controversy for. You see it, Mike? You might know this one here. Fat people are harder to kidnap. That is the slogan they put up there. You can just have the camera there. You can see there.
Whoever wrote that is a fucking piece of shit. There we go. Case closed. Next one.
You can say it all you want. I've been working out. I've been running.
Yes.
I know I could not kidnap you.
Exactly.
Even if the three of us and everyone in the crew got together with maybe a cherry picker or a hoist, we still couldn't get there. I like the word hoist. But they got in trouble for this. They got in trouble because they put it up. It was a joke thing. The guy is in Ohio. He put it up and... what pisses me off more than anything else in this, he might be the piece of shit because he posted it because it's not his.
Yeah.
He saw this other place. There's a Facebook group called that.
Yeah.
There's
I've heard that before.
Well, of course. I'm sure people just yelled it at
Just
you.
yelling at me as I walk up the street. Yeah.
Just when you were a child and pedophiles were just
actual kidnappers and pedophiles. Exactly.
I don't-
Jesus Christ.
Three priests. Yeah.
I don't even understand why someone would be mad about that. That's a positive stereotype. That's one of the best things you could say about being fat.
But here's why they got mad. I know this, and maybe you guys don't celebrate. It's not in your religion. This month is National Trafficking Awareness Month.
Is it?
Well, I didn't get you a card, and I'm sorry.
Exactly. Yeah.
First of all, that's
Forgot to wear my hat.
how is that a? I would love that hat. Trafficking, not traffucking. It's a nice thing there. Why would we need a month? Who's the one who suggested that? And everyone's like, cool. Because that kind of, what if you confuse the month? What if you're like, good, this is the month I can do it.
Exactly.
This is it. Like Black History Month. It's okay to be black that month. It's the same kind of thing. It's like the rest of them, you're on your own.
All right. I was good the last 11 months. Now I can't help myself.
There's no checks and balances for any awareness shit. There's like 17 different ones. No one approves it. They're all made up. There's 3 tequila days every year.
Right.
There's none of these.
There's Pie Day and there's Pie Day.
Yes, exactly. Who approves them?
Nobody wants the math one. Everyone wants the food one. No one knows the math. We have why is it that? It's like, because that number 3, 1, 4. Yeah. We all pretend like we know it. We know what the fuck other pie is. That's a better day. But they got in trouble. They got sent an email by someone else that got upset and made them take it down. Now, I'm mad at the guy for stealing the thing.
Yeah.
But I'm more upset. I'm disappointed in people that fuck trafficked women. You can do better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You work hard. You've made enough money to get yourself a woman.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the newest Rambo. But it did not make me want to fuck trafficked women. They were beaten. I mean, I know they were Mexican, but they were like worse.
Yeah, they
Mexican.
shiver.
They were-
They shiver. It's terrible.
Yeah, they're shivering. Unless you get them fresh. If you get a fresh trafficked woman, like she's just brand new off the boat, you know when they always ask the first question, "Are you a virgin?" It's like, run. If they ask you that question, run. It's either a sacrifice or you're getting put in a boat.
You have to be a Saudi prince to get one of those, so it's not coming to us.
Yeah, that's rare.
And I just every day wish I could be a Saudi prince so I could one day force people to fuck me. You're a Saudi prince. Well, here's the thing. Why the traffic? You're better than this. Why would you want to fuck someone? And no one's gonna fuck a giant fat person stealing them and paying for it.
I agree.
You can just fuck them regular.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Mike, you're a charming guy.
Fuck me right now,
handsome.
yeah.
But I don't have to work hard.
No, absolutely not.
Alex, you're the one that at the bar I gotta buy drinks, I gotta charm and shit.
I understand.
You know what I mean? You're
A pain in the ass.
I put you two on the show for a reason. Comedy, eye candy. I know what I'm doing. Eye candy, John Candy. That's what I was going for. Heyo. Frank, what do you think? Who's the piece of shit? The people that got complained about it, the guy for posting it, or people that fuck sex traffic people without buying real hookers? You've bought hookers.
Yes, I have, and I have done trafficked women. I mean, I've been around.
Were they called that back then?
I don't think I'm a piece of shit. What?
Were they called trafficked women
No,
back
absolutely. They weren't.
then? They were just called whores.
No, most of them were sisters. I mean,
Nuns?
no, not that kind of
black
sister.
women?
It was
We
the
knew it was one of
pimp's
the two.
sister.
Oh, so black women.
As soon as you cross the border into Tijuana, example,
Okay.
3 people come up to you. I have a juicy sister for you.
A juicy sister.
A juicy sister. And they said it in perfect English. Those are the only words they knew in English.
I got a juicy sister for you.
Yeah,
Franco. I got these juicy
Not
sister.
juicy.
Gringo.
Juicy
Gringo.
sister.
Oh, these
And you
sisters
know what?
extra juicy. Juicy, they would say.
They
right?
weren't.
They don't say J's.
They weren't. I don't even think they
who's
were their
Lucy?
sisters.
No, I don't think they were sisters
I don't
either.
think they were.
I mean,
their
they could be. I
sisters
think they're all
anyway.
related.
No, if anything, they were their mothers.
All right, so who's the piece? Who's the piece in the story?
I would say-
Billboard person, Frank for what he just said.
I would
Frank
say
for putting
me.
on his David Duke hat a little too early.
I would say me.
I'm
In that
normally
story.
going to say you.
Frank is somebody who's fucked traffic women, and yeah, I don't know.
Proud.
And proud.
I have never met. I want to watch The Taken with Frank in it.
Good luck, and they just find Frank at the end.
I have a very special set of skills. Are they juicy skills? Are they juicy? 'Cause I like some juicy skills.
To me, the biggest piece of shit is the people getting mad at the billboard. Because you're preventing fat women from getting kidnapped and becoming trafficked women. Are you saying that bigger women can't be trafficked women? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying
That's
that.
the problem.
If you're complaining, you're fat. You don't have to ask.
Absolutely.
You don't have to. There's no thin woman who doesn't eat pizza who's like, this is bothering me.
Yeah.
I mean, even it's not like you can get mad. It's not like I have kids. If they're in the car and they saw that, they wouldn't go, does that mean trafficking? They go, ha 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 ha. You can't steal fat people.
I guarantee you there were fat women complaining as they were eating pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I am
I
very kidnappable.
am so fucking kidnappable.
There was just a guy just trying to kidnap me. I swear to God. What was his name? Shut up.
I might look heavy, but it feels like when you're in the underwater, you can definitely lift me up.
Maybe I'm a 3-man job. Maybe that's the deal.
I know how to sit on your back. I've been the fat girl in a chicken fight. I know what's going on. I've been in the pool. My leg, the chafing climps onto your head. It's good. How big would it have to be for you not to kidnap someone? And I think they're only stealing. I think when people steal, I haven't taken a survey, but I think if you're gonna kidnap people,
Yeah.
you're not gonna traffic a fat woman, maybe a fat kid, because you're gonna starve it. That's how it works.
Right.
So you can get it in better shape. But a fat woman, you don't want to starve her and then give her heroin because you can't find the veins, and then that's tough. And then after that, once she gets all like loose skin and it looks like she's just like a beat up bag of
yeah,
bologna, you don't want to fuck that.
No. There's
How are
also
you gonna sell that?
They drop weight drastically. And
Drastically. Biggest Loser style. That would be the bet. Biggest Loser sex trafficking.
they just set you loose and you run away.
Yes.
If you get away, you
Most
won.
like their skin.
There's kind of a sweet spot, I think, between a thin and a fat person where you're still easy to grab and drag, but you're not that good at running.
It's a hard drag though, because there's nothing to grab onto.
Probably
like,
dead,
Mike,
yeah.
you have wrists. I've seen that.
Yeah, I do.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you very
do,
much.
and I'm sure you have ankles.
Yeah.
You're just middle girth,
Yeah.
like hobbits.
You're designed to be hard to kidnap.
Saturn. It's Saturn.
Middle girth.
Middle girth.
But yeah, it would be, you would catch them. Anyone trying to steal a fat person, that's a lot of work. You need a team.
Yeah.
And I don't know if trafficking comes in teams.
Oh, it does. From what I've heard. And
No,
I've seen.
I know they're teams once they're inside and they're beating you and putting you in your cells and doing all that. But I don't know if they go out in hot pursuit.
Yeah. I mean, if you got a van, you might as well bring 2 guys.
How much now? Okay, here's the thing: you got a van.
Yeah.
A van can hold, maybe a small softball team, but like 2 girthies, you can't do that. You're gonna have to get shocks in. It's too much paperwork for you to all the work you have to get done in the van to get the fat person in.
Although there was a lot of trafficking that happens through like Uber and Lyft and stuff, and if you were to use Uber Eats, you would get a ton of fat people, all of the time. You can lock down the whole
Imagine
thing.
I don't care. Just are you gonna tip? Are you gonna tip? Imagine giving him you take a fat woman and your McDonald's, you throw her in the car, you send her off, and then you don't give a tip. It's like fuck you. $2.
That's the piece of shit in the story.
Yes.
The person that doesn't
The
tip.
person doesn't tip the Uber driver because Kamir wouldn't fucking drive fast enough.
Anytime you're with a trafficked woman, just know she didn't tip.
No.
She didn't tip. You don't have to tip her.
She would, just to drop me off anywhere else. Man, I always feel bad. Know what the worst ones to be trafficked or kidnapped is? There's people in this world that are under 5 feet tall, but they're not midgets and they're not. They're not kids. They're adults. Right. And they can just be swooped up at any time. That's got to be the scariest thing in the world.
They're deaf.
Right. That's even worse. They can't do. So imagine you just got your headphones on. You're not deaf. You get your headphoons on. You're a little person. But you're not a little person. You're just short. Whatever. You're 4'11". You wear cute clothes because they don't make adult clothes for you. Yeah. You got backpack on. You're doing your thing. Some creep comes by, swoops you up, throws you in the van, duct tapes your mouth because he doesn't want to hear kids yell. Doesn't realize you're not a kid. You're trying to reach for your ID, but your dumb little stupid arms can't reach down there. You're duct taped. Grab you into the room. They throw you on the bed. They rip your clothes off. They see you have an adult body and they go, ew, gross, and throw you out. And you're just alone, naked, and feeling bad. You let someone down.
Bunch of bamboozled pedophiles.
If we can change that, I like the POS name, but Bamboozled Pedophiles might be the next podcast coming on here. Bamboozled Pedophiles with Larry Bia. That's the next show coming on here. So, who's the piece of shit? I say it's the people complaining. At the end of the day, it's a fucking advertisement for pizza.
I'll always say that it's the people
We're looking for too
complaining.
much shit. He's looking for too much.
He's trying to find an original way to market his business. Let the guy have a job. At the end of the day, all the people complaining, what's their end game? They want somebody to not work, not have a career, and go broke and die. Is that what these people are complaining about?
I think the whole thing is to stop people from being trafficked. I think kind of that's their thing.
Oh,
so I get they weren't in this case. They weren't trying to ruin it. They're like, hey, kidnapping is scary. You shouldn't make a joke about it. And I understand your joke is that don't eat a lot of food and then you won't be swooped up and stolen and fucked and killed. I get it. He's saying I'm trying to help here, but they're also like, don't make light of this thing. I get that, but I'm more mad at the guy stole a joke. And that pisses. That's not even. That was your thing. That's great.
That's fair.
He stole. There's a buffet chain in a hotel that uses that.
Oh, really?
They sell mugs. You can have a mug that says, "I'm too fat to be kidnapped." What are you drinking? Syrup out of that mug? What the fuck are you drinking out of? It's syrup light. It's nice.
It's diet gravy.
Frank, what do you think?
I definitely have an opinion on this. I think there should be an under and over. I mean, if you're over 260 pounds, I don't think you should be kidnapped. I think that should be it. Under 260, you could deal with it. Over 260, you got complications that come in. You got medical problems that could happen. Then you got to bring in a doctor. I mean, you don't want any. Then you may have to deal with a dead body. You don't want any of this shit. Make it easy for yourself.
That was an incredible breakdown and not an answer to the question at all.
Who's going through the?
I thought I answered it.
No, I said who's the piece of shit. Frank's the piece of shit.
It was a cold, murderous analysis. It was good.
Yeah. Frank Dextered the fuck out of that one right there.
Frank was like, well, as I have thought about this many times.
All right. We'll move away from that one there. All right, where are we going there? Our next one, beautiful one here. Oh, let's move on. Have you guys heard about the Shirley Temple King? You guys have that one here? The Shirley Temple. Have you heard about the Shirley Temple King?
No.
Shirley Temple King is a 6-year-old kid. He's on the Instagram, and he's killing it now because he goes around to restaurants with his family and he breaks down the Shirley Temples. It's what he does. He goes like he sits there. It's pretty good. It's pretty well done too, and it's kind of cute. We have one of the videos.
Oh, he's adorable.
Hey guys, it's
See,
a
traffic him.
and I'm at Hoodoo Brown Barbecue. I wish you could smell how good it is.
Look how into it he is. He's so Alton Brown gay. It's amazing.
You can smell.
He's talking with his hands and he's
outside
5.
and inside.
That's crazy.
And there's American flag USA. So anyways, I'm gonna try their version of Shirley Temple.
Can we pause it real quick? He has more charisma than the 4 of us combined.
I was going to say that.
He right away started breaking it down. He played to the king. He was like, you're at the restaurant. He gave him the shout out to the restaurant. He talked about the smell and the wish you could smell this. He's selling you on the thing. He turns around. He starts breaking it down right away. He's like, there's an American. He likes the fucking garnishes. It works well. He breaks them down there.
Paints a picture.
He's so sharp. Are we sure that he doesn't have an adult body? Can we check?
I would love to. So that's a different shot. It's in hot water when they look at that one there.
Yeah.
All right, can we continue?
There's on the inside, cherries on the outside, flag decoration. There's really nothing to say because it's just a great Shirley Temple. I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
9.5, almost now out of 10, by the way. He can count to 9.5. He can't count to 10.
Everyone knows the rules.
All right, but he's not always that one. He was breaking down seemed all nice and stuff. He can be a dick too.
Can he?
Yes, he can. We have the other video there, and he's right in this. By the way, I watched this. I'm not a Shirley Temple guy anymore. I don't drink soda anymore. But when I did, he's right. And here he is.
Hey guys, it's a Shirley Temple King, and I'm at Plan B. I'm gonna try their Shirley Temple, but 3 things. 1, it's like a blizzard outside. 3, I'm at 2, I lost my tooth. And 3, I'm gonna show you a cool little life hack. So if you go like
Yeah, life hack.
no hand. That's something crazy. But
Somewhere a guy's jerking off to that, which is fucked up. Someone's like, finally, the thing I've been lurking for.
Somewhere, and that place is here.
Can't find that. Can't find that on Pornhub.
think so.
He's breaking down as he got mad at the
And it
color.
has
He said
no
it's
cherries.
grape. And there's no
that's
cherries.
What
in
it
it.
does. What is it?
Right, but he breaks it down. And there's another one too where he gets mad because there's only 1 cherry in it.
Yeah, if you don't put cherries in your Shirley Temple, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's
Now, okay, here's the thing. It's cute, it's nice, and all that. Now, I showed that to my girlfriend, and she was like, right away, the first thing she thought was, well, most people say, oh, those fucking parents are making him do that. I'm not mad at parents that want to talk to their kids.
No,
I have, I'm saying, like, that's a fun thing they're doing. It doesn't seem like this first, hello, sir, how are you? But, yeah, Gino's in there. I was just mentioning his show, and he showed up. That's wonderful. Right. But, hi, buddy. We're just talking about gay sex, so it's wonderful. We were just talking about gay sex. I was thinking of you.
That's why I can't. Never mind.
So, I just talked about Gino and gay sex with them an hour before, too. I can't stop. When I think of Gino, I think of hard cock. It's just my favorite thing.
We all do.
Large, throbbing.
All right, now go back to the kid.
Yep. Thank you, Frank. Now go back to the kid.
Large throbbing cocks.
And where do kids come from? Heart-throbbing cocks. I don't mind that. It's not like it didn't seem it looked like the kid was having fun.
I think it's cool. Yeah, it's a memory that he'll have that his parents are doing a nice thing.
I mean, obviously they say that being gay isn't a choice. I think they chose to make him gay right there.
I'll tell you, no, he's gonna have one of those fathers that's gonna act shocked and say, "Oh, honey, you'll never believe it. I saw our son blowing Tommy behind the shed." No, the kid's
what did it taste like? Well, it only had 1 ball. It was purple, and it shouldn't be purple. And I think grenadine came out. Go to the doctor, Tommy. Go to the doctor.
I don't know. I saw a dark part. I saw something dark in there. The first video, I was convinced that it was all him, and then the second video, he's a little off his game at the beginning. I don't know if you noticed.
He tried to improv, though. I think that's what it was. He tried to improv. Remember when Frank did the intro and I didn't give him one? He was just like Frank in the intro. Children and elderly.
Wait, I didn't nail that intro? I thought I nailed it.
What's his name?
Oh, God. Guess number 1.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, I thought that one was fine because he did say 1, then 3, then 2, but he's also 6.
No, even before that, it seemed like there were a couple takes before that. If that dude had to do 56 takes of that, I'm a little disturbed.
I hope there's not multiple takes, but there's got to be a couple. They don't want to embarrass the kid.
Oh, no.
He's first of all, he's going to school. He's white and he's calling himself a king, and calling himself the Shirley Temple King, which should be like the prince or the queen. But it's weird that he's the Shirley Temple King.
Yeah.
I think he's going to grow up to be famous because of this, but I think he has a very dark side that they're already instilling in him, and he's going to have some Harvey Weinstein shit come out in like 20 years.
I don't think I think he gets trafficked.
Yeah.
He's adorable, and he's doing the straw
He
thing.
was fucking annoying.
But those are the parents.
You're right, Frank. Because if I was in the restaurant in the next booth, I'd be like, "Fuck you!
Yeah.
I'm just trying to wait for my stupid Chili's ribs." And you're sitting here, you're doing a breakdown on fucking Shirley Temple, and you've got a lighting crew. The lighting was really good.
Yes.
Probably a crew there.
You can tell he has those parents that'll let him go on a weekend retreat with some producer and not turn a blind eye to anything they see. Like,
Next thing you know, Michael Jackson staring into his butthole.
exactly.
Good stare. It's a good hard stare.
This kid is getting used by the industry. His parents aren't using him. They sold him.
But are the parents pieces of shit for doing that?
No.
I think it's fun to do it. I don't know if I would have built him an Instagram page.
Yeah.
I think I would have done it, made it fun for him, but just make it private just for him and his friends to see it. I think it's a little much to put him out there. Because being all seriousness, he peaked right now. He's never going to do better than what he's doing right now.
You only get
He
less
peaked
cute.
at 6.
Yeah.
And now, from now on, he's going to be, and it's not even like a child star like it used to be.
No.
Like a child star, it's like with the guy that comes on Gumia, Mason Reese. He's an ugly troll, weird thing, and he fucks this not hot thing, but a thing in his situation hot. And therefore, this kid's never even gonna get that because he's not even Mason Reese famous. I judge drinks, not even good drinks. Or is he gonna get older and end up on Barstool Sports and start doing like IPAs? And that won't be as fun anymore.
Grass, you could go to strip.
It'll be sad.
Yeah. On Barstool, I feel like they just kick his ass. like 20 seconds into his review video.
Right, and they have that fat pizza lady show up and like blow him or something like that.
Oh, something nuts. I don't know, man.
Something nuts would be the name of his thing. All right, so who's the piece of shit?
The kid.
The kid.
The kid. No, I agree. The kid's the piece of shit.
I'm actually going to take a quick pivot and say that the kid is a piece of shit probably, and the parents deserve money for putting all this shit together.
The restaurant's the piece of shit. Shut it down. Shut it the fuck down. There's a kid there. People are trying to eat. You're not giving a fuck. Unless you rented the fucking place out, why the fuck do I have to sit there and be quiet as this kid does, like you said, take 46 so he can break down grenadine flavors? He shouldn't know the word grenadine. 6.
Yeah.
Why the fuck does he know grenadine?
Yeah, red syrup. It's called red syrup.
And in a day and age where everyone's worried about allergies and health and this and that, shoving soda down this motherfucker's throat and sugar
gonna be
syrup.
fat.
Yeah.
Oh my, he's gonna lose his foot faster than Lizzo.
Yeah. But they won't be able to kidnap him.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the comedy game,
It's called a callback.
it's called the callback. Someone read my book. Hey-o, anyway. How about the sucking kid trafficking? That's my new one I'm going to write. All right, so boom, we went through there. Okay. Now, speaking of little people, Brad Williams was in the news recently. This is a week ago or so, but hey, it's my first show. I can go back in time. It's all right. Brad Williams was in the news. And did you guys see the video when he was on Doug Benson?
I didn't see the video.
You didn't, Frank. You did not as either. Garrett, if we can roll that clip.
Wants to know what's the weirdest Carlos Mencia story you've got?
Oh, okay. So, I was Mencia's opener for 4 years, and
Do you guys still get along? Are you friendly?
Yeah, we're friends.
So you can say something weird that happened with him that he wouldn't be offended?
Absolutely.
Remember, this was
Okay,
years
go.
ago. It just came out recently, but it's years ago. Before he was,
when he,
I hate to say big, but before he
we
was.
were on a tour bus together, and he got this girl was like on the bus and just really wanted to sleep with Carlos, and was in the back of got on the bus. Actually, blew our driver to get on the bus. And then was
Who are you, Kiss?
apparently she was in the
Or
back
that is
waiting.
sexy driver?
I tour with the wrong people. Nobody's getting blown.
So she was. So she's in the back, and Mencia's married. He's not going to do anything. So he turned off all the lights, and then sent me in. And then I started hooking up with the girl, and it went for a good 15 minutes before she realized that, I mean, Mencia's tiny, but he shouldn't have stubby arms like that. And then finally she realized that she was having sex with me.
That's kind of, I feel like that's like a rape story.
Not in a technical sense.
I think technically it is. Well, I hope this was over 7 years ago.
It was. The statute of limitations are good.
Now, once this came out,
good being
Queen Carter
here.
right there. Once this came out, and it was someone found it through a Reddit thing like that. It just leaked out, whatever. Years later, he put an apology out right away, and it did not read like one of those fake forced apologies because it was a lot of stuttering in the writing and all that stuff, saying, "Guys, I was a newer comic. I was trying to impress people. I made that shit up." Yeah. And a lot of times people would say, "Now, here's the thing. Normally, people would say, oh, he's lying, whatever." That's a fucked up story just to make up. Yeah. There's a lot of fucked up things in that story. That woman blowing a bus driver. You don't need to blow a bus driver to get on a bus. Oh. It's $1.75. Even Rosa Parks didn't blow anyone on a bus. She just complained about her seating and she got a day. So it's like, you don't need, you could just say, "Excuse me, bus driver, I'll just call your company, you'll be fine." First of all, that bus driver in that story there, I'm guessing out of all fake, all falsities, there's always some truth. So the bus driver's probably a real person. He's probably like, what the fuck's that story about? He's probably a bit of a creep. But let's say he was real in that scenario. The power he believes he has through Carlos is that you got to suck my dick to just sit on the back of the bus and hope for the best.
Absolutely.
And then she's like, go. Even at his Mencia-ist, why would you want to blow a person just to maybe fuck Carlos Mencia?
Carlos Mencia, aim higher.
It's not Ricardo Montalban, the top of all the Latinos. It's not Eric Estrada. It's Carlos Mencia. Why would that be the person? Okay, so then boom, you get through phase 1 of this weird video game she's playing. She gets by that boss. Then she goes into the back. I guess there's a lair on this bus. I don't know where she was, where it's dark and light. I've never been on a tour bus, obviously, but I don't understand where she was. But okay, even curtained and closed off.
Yeah.
Then he's like, well, now he's trying to end the story. He's making it up. He's trying to protect Carlos, obviously. But in his mind, he thinks protecting Carlos is saying, well, Carlos is married, so he couldn't do that. So he thought it'd be hilarious to send me in, which in my opinion is so much fucking worse than cheating on your wife.
Yes.
Absolutely.
If you got a choice there, if you had to tell your wife 2 things. One, hon, I'm sorry, the road is tough. I bowed down to fucking urges. I'm sorry, I slept with a fan. Or, I would never cheat on you. I tricked a midget into going there and rape a woman.
Yeah, I was just an accessory to rape. That's all. That's all I did.
And I yelled, "You're unpunked," and ran away. It's like, and then, after all that part where he sends him in, Brad just goes, okay, and then goes in, and then for 15 minutes makes out with this woman until she turns the lights on, and surprise,
it's a half a man.
Dinklage Jr. There's a lot of fucked up things in that story. He said he made it up. He was trying to impress, all that kind of stuff, and I get that. As people that aren't comedians, some people do lie when they're drunk at parties. We always are around people that are higher up than us. I'm not saying we lie, but we do fabricate truths. That's what we do on stage as it is. So sometimes you want to impress someone, and you might say, how many comics do we know will say they opened up for Jerry Seinfeld? But in reality, they were on a showcase where he showed up. They didn't open for him. Yeah. He was there. They won't remember him, whatever, but they didn't fabricate. Now, that's a crazy fabrication.
Yeah.
So far in that story, who's the piece of shit? Him for making it up? It's no one else for coming out and saying anything. But here's my thing. The real problem is this. This story proves that no one gives a fuck about midgets. Because the woman never came out.
Yeah, right.
She would rather just be raped by a midget and let it go and tell anyone that a Keebler elf got up in her nook.
Exactly. You'll always be that woman that got tricked by a midget.
Tricked.
Yeah.
Tricked. Like she was trying to cross a bridge and she couldn't answer the 3 riddles.
She was like, what they do. They trick you. And
she was like, it's just.
Here's the part where I feel bad. Where I really feel bad. Brad Williams at that point in his life was being treated so much like a midget, not a person. And by the way, I've seen Brad. I've been on shows with him. He's hilarious. He's hysterical. Not just for a midget, for like a regular guy. Like, he's great. Great comic. And he had to overcome a lot of shit. But even in his mind, when he makes up a story, he has to be the punchline.
Yeah, man.
That, to me, that means that everyone else in that story, Carlos, the made-up bus driver, everyone else in his life is the piece of shit. I know he had to apologize, but he's like, oh, made-up story. Because even if he's not, like, even if he really did it, everyone just goes, yeah, he must have made it up. Because that would be hilarious if a midget climbed on you and fucked you. Would you, if you got home and your mother was laying on bed and there was a midget dry humping your leg, you might get a fly swatter and swag it, but you're not going to get more mad. You're not going to beat it up.
And she should have known it wasn't Carlos. He didn't have that greasy Latino hair.
You know, it'd be funny if since like
Maybe he put on a wig. We don't know that part. Maybe he forgot that part.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe he put a bumblebee costume on. He's like, oh, it's like every Mexican humorist.
it'd be funny if like since Brad made the story up in a couple weeks, you just see Carlos Mencia on stage and he's like, yeah. So one time we were on a
Just
tour
doing
bus.
the bit. He's just doing a stolen. And it's him. It was me and Hervé Velasquez. I always thought he was Latino, then found out he was French.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like half German or something,
Half everything. He's not full anything.
or half baby.
The rape, boss, the rape.
I think ultimately the piece of shit is the girl that blew the bus driver's father.
The father.
Her father. He's probably a terrible father. That's why she felt she needed to blow a bus.
Oh, because the father of the girl that blew the bus
Father
driver.
of the girl that blew the
in the made-up story, the lady doesn't exist.
Yeah, getting into her mind is really crazy because I was like, this is the lowliest person. Because blowing the bus driver to get on the bus is not even a thing you hear about when people make up stories.
Mind of Mencia's Mistress would be a great show on VH1. There you go.
Oh my God, you're actually right, dude.
Finally, it took me an hour and a half, but I'm actually right. Frank, who's the piece of shit in the story?
You know, it's tough for me to deal with this because my mother was 4'8" and my father was 4'9", and so they were little.
And how tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
And that's after shrinkage.
I think my mother cheated on me, on a husband.
you?
On me.
I love your breakdowns of sex. I think my mother cheated on me.
She was a
We used to
looker,
spoon a lot. And I used
and
to
she
get
was
a couple
15
reach
years
arounds.
older than me, and I like older women.
The man loves cougars. So who's the piece of shit?
I would have to say him.
Who's him? Frank? Pronouns, pal.
Brad. He made it up. I mean, it's all from his mind.
Yeah, but
what?
it was
But
entertaining.
what?
We're talking
It was
about it.
entertaining, right? Okay. Then why did he come out and say that he made it up? Why?
Because
he
now
got
he's
into
well
trouble.
known.
He got into trouble.
Yeah, because he didn't think that would ever leak again.
Right.
Because, by the way, back when he told that story,
It was fine.
it was also not everyone in the world smoked weed openly. He's telling that rape story over a bong hit noise.
Right, yeah.
And he got tickled in the belly while telling it. He does that too. At one point, that's how he's standing up the size of the bong and someone's tickling his undercarriage as he's telling a rape story. They're like, oh, you silly little goof. Go ahead and tell your story. Did you force yourself on someone? Oh, did you? Did you force yourself? Oh, it's adorable. They're going to have to take a tiny little shower and cry. The Little Accused. That's the new movie. All right. The one that's been in the news now for a while, I don't know if you guys heard, Kobe died.
You don't say.
But by the way, it's tragic, terrible, all that, whatever. A lot of comics made jokes. Ari Shaffir made a joke about it. And people got real fucking pissed. Really, really fucking pissed. Do we have that? The Ari Shaffir thing, the video he put up?
A lot of like hate, pain in the world, and there's always a bunch of terrible stories. And every once in a while, there's a good story. A good story comes out. The guy who got away with rape got his today. Kobe Bryant is a god. I'm here in Charlotte, the home of the team that originally drafted him. Maybe he wouldn't have raped that chick in Denver if he had stayed in Charlotte with the Hornets. But anyway, the point is, dude, it's like, as I know, there's always a lot of like hate, pain in the world.
They cut it off right there. That came out right away. I think within like 30 minutes, he was able to cut it. I was talking about that with Gary back there over there before. I didn't think the joke was super clever. He's a more clever guy. I know he tried to do it quickly, but then Gary, you made a good point. I didn't even think about like going with the Hollywood route. It was different and more clever that way. It wasn't. I've seen way worse. There was a local comic in Connecticut who told a joke and he got fucking destroyed right away. And he made it in his thing because it wasn't a good joke. Trying to rush out, and it's a weird thing. It's not. That's not in my. I definitely like to say things that are fucked up, but I like to give it time.
Yeah.
Not because I care about the sensitivity of the story. It's because I don't want to put out something that shitty.
Yeah.
I know if I think quick, first thing I think is if I'm saying this, everyone's thinking that first thought.
Yeah.
It was bad, but people lost their shit. And I guess justly so. But here's my problem with the people that got mad. I think you should only be allowed to yell too soon if you have a relation to the person.
Absolutely.
Like, if someone you know died in 9/11, you can yell too soon.
Yeah.
But if you lived in Oklahoma and you know no one there at all, and yeah, it's a sad thing, but it's always a joke. You can't be like crying and flipping out and holding torches and shit. You could be like, it's not your cup of tea, but you know, the job of a comic is to try to come off something really quick.
Yeah.
And they're trying to be topical. Our whole thing about comedy is that we're supposed to be relating to you and topical. When a tragedy happens, that's the easiest way to relate because the world knows about it right away, except for Frank, who's been sleeping the entire time and had no idea what was happening.
Especially if it's somebody with a marked past like Kobe has. You know, you could.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a marked past.
Well,
he doesn't legally, like Brad Williams said,
legally,
not technically.
Yeah. Not legally, he doesn't, but all the signs pointed to he did it.
Okay. But he just died with his daughter, and it had nothing to do.
I made
If he was on his way to Epstein Island in a helicopter, then yeah, you make the joke.
See, I made a joke like right away. It wasn't great.
And you're known for this. You got banned from a theater somewhere.
I got banned from a theater.
What was that joke?
That was a Greta Thunberg joke. It wasn't really even about. I wasn't attacking her.
You got banned for a Greta Thunberg.
A place he doesn't work.
In a place that I haven't worked in a year, and I'm not on the books right there.
Right.
So I made a joke. Just it was Greta Thunberg was all over the news. I just said I feel bad for her because as soon as the Democrats are done exploiting her, they're just going to ship her off to Epstein Island. And
that's about her. I don't know if you know this. You can't say that's not about her. You said as soon as she's done being used, she's gonna get fucked terribly by Screech. Because none of the top stars are around anymore. So you're only getting your Screeches and your Mark Prices.
The commentary was that I feel bad for her that she's being used. I'm not wishing that she gets shipped off to an island and raped to death.
Sound like you were wishing it.
Oh, okay. No, I don't. For the record,
it was just your theory.
Record, yeah.
But that's the thing. I can see people getting mad at that.
People got mad.
You know who should be mad? Mr. and Mrs. Thunberg.
Yeah.
They should be
Yeah,
mad.
not some rich family from Port Jefferson who decided to call it theater to get.
By the way, there should be a cartoon called Thunberg Cats. Ho! And there should definitely be. You're welcome, world. Make that. Anyway, but they should be mad.
Yeah.
For people just getting mad at the joke, you try to make a joke.
Yeah, I made a dumb joke right after Kobe, but it was not that it's any better, but it was before I knew that his daughter had died with him. But it was just a stupid joke. I lost like 10 friends on Facebook.
What was the joke?
One of whom, it was stupid. I wrote number 24 in your programs, number 1 in Colorado hotel sexual assaults. It was
bad.
Yeah, it was like, I just heard about it.
I think more people got mad that like, he was also 8. You know what I mean? He was also 8.
24 and 8. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so they're like, I think they were more mad at your facts than anything else. Listen, buddy, do you know your fucking sports, asshole? He was also 8.
Yeah. I ended up taking it down after I found out about the daughter, though, and but a lot.
And also because people got mad at you.
If
they got a ton of likes, you wouldn't have taken it down.
Exactly.
If you had over 100 likes on that, you would have let that motherfucker go.
I just think you can get mad and not take people's jobs away.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna lose work
Yeah,
because you made someone mad. Very weird.
Aren't they also? Here's the thing: the people that are getting mad at these things now are doing that for mob mentality. They're mad. People are getting mad at things saying it's fucked up that you're doing this, but they're getting off on the hate of someone else. So they're just doing something fucked up too to counter it. They're like, I'm gonna fucking ruin this person because they did a bad thing, so let's fuck them over. Like you're not teaching a lesson there at all. And weirdly enough, what's it been doing lately? Everyone that people go after with the mob mentality gets better. They go to theaters.
Yeah.
They move up.
Yeah.
Shane Gillis got more dates.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everybody's doing more.
He has a Netflix.
Everybody can't wait to see Louis.
Yeah.
It's dumb shit.
People learn if black people can afford the mode of transportation, it's not safe.
In which country?
Any of them.
If they can afford.
Black people can't vote.
Watching Hot Water weekdays. What you'll notice Gino with dancing cocks in the back of his head. Just like that. Dances with Cocks is his new movie.
Dances with
him and Kevin Costner. Hey, thank you very much. I wouldn't make that joke that you made. It's not even because I say like I'm above that or whatever. Like I said, I just don't go for this. I just think everyone's gonna beat me to the punch and do it better.
Yeah.
I think I look to see Jeselnik's tweets.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do? And I guess Ari would be that guy now.
Interesting. Jeselnik didn't do one.
Yeah, well, because you know what though, I think at this point he's past. He did that to climb up a certain point, and there's no point even doing it anymore. Yeah. You know, it's like I think that Ari, that's who his character is. What I thought was the people I thought was the most fucked up though. Not even the ones going after it. The people that I think are the biggest pieces of shit are the ones who are tying Ari to Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
They're all labeling Joe Rogan's Ari Shaffir like he owns him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you can't. I don't think you can buy Jews anymore. But I think that's a weird thing. They're just jumping on him and saying it's his fault. How is that his fault? He didn't tell him to say that. Everyone knows what he does, and Ari's got a pass at doing that. I mean, he was on a podcast and made a joke while he drugged his friend.
Yeah.
For no fucking reason. And like that's who he is, and you expect it from him. For people to get that upset but not even know who he is fucked up. But the people that are trying to trash other people.
Yeah.
If you're an asshole who can't handle things and you have to go after someone, go after that one fucking person. Yeah. Stay in your goddamn lane. You don't need to fucking shrapnel out and get everybody else. So I think the pieces of shit are the ones going after that.
I agree. Like you're gonna say, if you're gonna say Ari's a piece of shit, no. If you're gonna be that guy, you own it. He owned it. And if you're gonna get mad, but don't take it out, obviously, like you said, on Joe Rogan and bring him into it. He has no.
Guy like that's gonna make jokes. He's quick. He's gonna make jokes. That's his humor. That's where he goes. He's gonna say something. And like I said, at the end of the day, it's your biggest audience.
And they're
biggest audience. Everyone knows what's going on. It's so relatable that you've got the world's attention. We're screaming for attention.
Yeah.
That's what we do as comics. On any little stage we are, we're screaming for, hey, Dad, hug me once, please. And he didn't, so we went for those claps instead. That joke is that. That's what we're doing. So you can't get mad at him. It's the people that are taking it too far and going after the other people.
They're never satisfied.
Never.
They'll take down Ari and then Joe, and then it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
There's no appeasing it.
Next.
Yeah.
You're also
Keep going
calling
now.
in bomb threats at theaters he's supposed to be working in. They started doing that today.
Oh, really?
They canceled some of his shows because people are calling in bomb threats and shit.
Imagine being someone
He'll just do
who's-
jokes about that in videos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Imagine being someone who's like, jokes are dangerous. I use bombs to solve my problems. Like, that's literally what you're trying to fucking incite.
That is weird.
Yeah.
But that's not dangerous. Freaking people out, taking authorities away from jobs they have to do, drawing them out the place because now the police have to come. You got the bomb squads, you got the dogs, all these things going there, and now people that need help can't get it because they're calling in this fake thing.
Yeah.
Because they're mad about a joke.
Yeah.
We're just getting dumb. We're getting dumb. It's getting stupid.
It's almost over.
Frank, do you think it was bad taste to tell a joke?
You know what? I think you just leave it alone because if you identify it and you put it in the light, it's just going to get more coverage. So you let it die.
But that's the problem.
all.
I think when they see that, they go, "This is going to get." Some people don't. All publicity is good publicity mentality.
Right.
People are going to talk about me and I get this thing.
Pat Oates knows about letting jokes die.
Heyo. I've never met a joke that I ever finished. You know what I mean? I'm enjoying him. Remember when he was sober? That was a day. What do you think, Frank?
I just leave it alone.
You leave it alone.
I just
Mike, you
ignore
obviously would
it.
tell the joke.
Yeah.
You tried.
Yeah.
You swung and missed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, exactly. And that's what I do.
Nice.
Yeah, I do plenty of edgy stuff. I think. I never
didn't put one
touched
out for that.
romance. No, I just didn't. I didn't find a joke. If I'd found some fun, I would have.
Nothing hit me.
Yeah.
Nothing hit me at all.
I have no.
I did
moral,
see
like-
one meme I liked and it said finally Kobe passed.
Yeah,
I did chuckle
saw
at that.
that.
I'm sorry, I chuckled at it.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. If his kid,
No, Frank, that's not how this works. Go ahead.
if his kid didn't die, it was just he died, would he have been more out there that you could have said something?
I think people wouldn't have cared as much if it was
Right.
just him or him and like other adults.
Or they wouldn't have had that crutch to justify.
or other family. There was 7 other people.
Kind of more
Right.
what it is. I
Use
think.
that as a crutch to be like, oh, a kid died. You would have been angry either way. 'Cause
Yeah, they want you to be wrong either way, and then they look for any reason.
And there's also the
reason.
big thing about it too. A lot of people, especially African Americans, are getting upset because here's a guy. There's the stereotype that African Americans aren't good fathers, this and that, whatever. They were flying to the girls' game.
Yeah.
With the girls there, they were going to a game.
Right.
Kobe is this spokesperson for women's basketball, trying to make. Yeah, he had one little blemish, one little bad day in Colorado. But besides that, he's done a lot of good. He's done a lot of good, and he was just trying to live life and do things and be with his family.
As far as
And that's
redeeming
why I think if he was by himself, if he was on his way to like a whorehouse, then
Right.
yeah, you go nuts.
Yeah.
As far as redeeming yourself, nobody's done it better than Kobe. I mean, he was able to reconcile his marriage, and he became a good father and a philanthropist. I mean, good for him. But there still always is going to be that one little check mark.
One little check mark.
That one little,
A little
one little
asterisk.
19-year-old asterisk. Yeah, exactly.
Frank, you ready to share a story?
Sure.
Can we go to our new segment, ladies and gentlemen, called Let's Be Frank?
All right, this goes
Hold on,
back.
Frank, let him.
Oh.
Their thing in. Here's our fun logo for Let's Be Frank.
Fantastic.
Look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were.
Frank,
It
tell us a story
captures
from your
me.
past. And we're going to judge
Okay.
who's a piece of shit. And it's always
All
Frank.
right, I'm going to tell you up front that I'm the POS on this. Okay, because
Don't
I
have a lot of
had
time. I
a
wanna
lot
get to
of
those
years
things,
to
so.
think about this. This goes back 60 years ago. I'm in high school. I'm graduating. This is the last day I'm going to be in this school. And so that meant I could do anything that I wanted.
What year was this?
I'm in the orchestra.
What year was this?
1960.
I was the
That's
world's
60
first
years
school
ago.
shooter.
Okay.
I was the world's first school student.
So I'm in the orchestra, and we're playing Philandias by Sibelius. It's a beautiful piece. I played a slide trombone. And sitting in front of me is this geeky guy. He had a crew cut. He had a big nose. He was tall, lanky, kept to himself.
He was
and he's
Abraham
playing
Lincoln.
the clarinet.
He's famous, right?
And he's playing the clarinet. I said, oh, he's got a little solo number coming up. I'm going to make my move. So I grease up my slide. I got it all ready. Okay, he's ready to hit his high note. I take my slide trombone and right up his ass.
Who was that person?
Okay, he blows the note. Okay, the conductor is giving me all kinds of crap. Everybody's laughing. Okay, that person happened to be Barry Manilow.
Barry Manilow, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. So that's
a
why
brown
I
note.
consider myself the piece of shit. Because
Frank
at that
thinks
time
he turned
we
Barry
all-
Manilow gay.
Barry Manilow was the star,
Right.
the quarterback
He
for the football
wasn't.
team before that
He
happened.
wasn't gay then. He was going out with a girl. And I'm the one that put it right up his fanny.
I love that.
I
Frank
had
went
to
high
live
school
with
Barry
this for
Manilow.
50
I love
years.
that. I can't love anything more than that reality show of Frank and Barry Manilow in high school.
It's incredible.
All right, so here's the thing. Who's a piece of shit? Frank for thinking he'd be hilarious, even if the guy it didn't cause gayness.
How do you know?
I'm saying even if it didn't. Even if it didn't.
Right.
The fact that your whole thing was like, I'm going to shove a trombone up a dude's ass. Back when in the 60s when it was okay to do those things, all locker room stuff. You know what I mean? It's a good time. Is it that? Is it Barry Manilow for having such a sweet ass? Is it the girl that Barry Manilow was dating at the time for not blowing him good enough to keep him on the right side of heaven?
Oh, see,
you know
I
what I
don't
mean?
look at that
Or
way.
was it the fact that Frank thinks that's how trombones work? Or is the trombone the piece of shit for raping the sweet, sweet ass of the guy who writes the songs that make the whole world sing?
I don't think Frank's the piece of shit. If it wasn't for him, we probably would never have Mandy. And,
Would the world be better or worse? Then I guess we wouldn't have that Simpsons episode where he's saying the candy, which is even better. Who's a piece of shit? Frank, right?
I would say Frank is literally up an ass, and you cannot be more of a piece of shit.
Frank, on purpose. When I was in high school, there was a kids on a lacrosse team, and they got a freshman, whatever, and they duct taped them down and lacrosse sticked them in the butt. That was happening a lot, and everyone just goes, that's tough. Like, that kid's whole life is that, but no one really cared back then. But when Frank did it, they probably gave him like a trophy, and he had a parade. Because in the 60s, that was just what you did.
Just a cartoon. That's fucking unreal.
Well, yeah, but who
First
knew
of all-
he was going to be Barry Manilow? That
Who would
was
have
the thing.
thought playing the trombone wasn't gay? Pretty gay, as gay things go. All right, and then we're gonna go to our next story. This is from TLC, a show called Extreme Cheapskates. It's a little video here. If you don't know the show, they do things on the Extreme Cheap. It's showing back. This video's got over 4 million views on YouTube, almost 4 million views, tons of comments, and I want you to check it out for a minute. We'll watch the video. You guys ever seen the show?
yes.
You know what it is? Okay.
Lydia Abate lives at home for free, eats for free, and above all, finds her fashion for free.
As I've gotten more savvy, I've realized that I don't just need to be frugal, I can get things for completely free. I've been funeral tracking for almost 6 years.
Funeral tracking.
Funeral tracking is a way of procuring vintage clothes for free by searching the obituaries in the paper then finding the right moment to approach the family and ask if they would be willing to donate their clothes to me in exchange for clearing them out of their house.
Which is fucked up.
Hi, my name is Lydia, and I recently heard about your mother's passing, and I was here to offer a service to you. And all that I ask for in return are a few key pieces from her wardrobe.
Look how handsome that gentleman is.
Absolutely, I'm so passionate about vintage fashion. I would love to give her pieces a second life. I actually adore...
You want my dead mom's clothes?
I am the greatest actor in the history of the fucking world.
A lot of
We
people
pause there for 1
offer
second.
services that charge...
A, that's a reality show. B, I'm not supposed to talk about it. C, I have been for 3 years. It's on an album. It's everywhere. Everyone thinks I was crying. I was high as fuck. They approached us the day before at a comedy club, and they said, we want to do a thing with this girl. We say that, first of all, doesn't do that. Has never once done an obituary. They wouldn't let us talk, but she does other cheap things. She never did that. This poor girl, the comments are amazing. I've never been called the N-word more lovingly in my entire life. There are so many black women who just love me and are so mad that I can't mourn in my time of hurt. And they want to kill this woman because I convinced... Fuck you, Alec Baldwin. Fuck you, Philip Seymour Hoffman. I'm the greatest actor of all goddamn times. Killed it. And then that day what they were gonna do originally was they were gonna have her go to an open mic at the club I was running, and for her 5 minutes do a fashion show on the thing, but they couldn't pull it off. So they hit me up and said, "Hey, last second, we rented this place. We just need someone to be quick, top of their head," and we just did this. Now this ends up being like 3 minutes. That's it. But we did that for like an hour, and I was crushing it. There were so many bits I did that I was so proud of. They could not put in because it was being too funny. Keep going a little bit.
Fashion.
That's fatter than me, by the way.
Love to give her pieces a second life. I actually adore...
You want my dead mom's clothes?
If this show ever does keep going on, we know the beginning of the show now, I guess, from now on. It's my house. It's a bed and breakfast in Yale.
That charge a ton of money to go through and catalog everything in your house, and I actually do that for free.
So all you want to do is go through stuff that I don't know what to do with anyway.
Right.
Be careful, the railing's a little loose.
Pause that for 1 second. I was doing a bunch of bits. The one I did was I said that they said, there was a piano that she was sitting in front of. And they asked, they were doing conversation. We weren't allowed to talk. We had to just keep rolling. And so she was like, "Oh, do you ever used to play the piano?" I'm like, "Mother played the piano." And Mother and I would dance. I would slide down the banister like Risky Business. I made the joke later. It's a little loose because of the sliding we did. Let that go. But the one I was so proud of and I've never gotten the footage of, there was a mantle there. On the mantle was a picture of like a 1800s woman, like in black and white. And next to it was a porcelain horse. And she looked up and she said, "Is that your mother?" And I went, "No, that's a horse." The camera guy dropped his camera, and I was so when this came out, I was hoping so much that it would be in the clip, and none of that was in there. The rest of it is her just going through clothes that they set up and put up there, whatever. Thank God no one from TLC has a subscription to Compound Media, so we're all okay there. There's a lot of piece of shits in this story.
Right.
Yeah.
Could it be? Well, first of all,
I'm going to go, you're the piece of shit for not putting on one of your mother's dresses and going full Norman Bates.
I did ask if I could put on some other clothes. They said that would have been too crazy if I was cross-dressing and it could offend people. I did ask if there was a blouse I was hoping to put on. No, I tried.
All right.
I did try.
No. I'm going to boldly go with no one. Everyone in this video is a hero.
All right.
Think about it. You, her, both participating, the people putting it together, everyone.
The creator was the piece of shit.
Who?
The creator of that piece was the piece of shit.
Yeah, but it's a show called Extreme Cheapskates.
You were acting, and you nailed it.
Once again, the greatest actor of our generation.
I mean, that was amazing. The emotion, the way you built it up.
Go see the comments. People believe 2 or 3 people once in a while. You'll get like 100 comments. There'll be one person that will say, they'll go like, "Oh, he's a comedian. I've heard him talk about," and everybody just ignores that shit, and they just keep going through because I'm a thespian.
Well, dude, that's what reality TV is. Everyone kind of knows it's fake, but you want to believe it. You want to believe that is reality.
Most fun is when I was telling that joke on stage for a while, and I'd watch people go, oh shit. That's the line I would do. I'd go, you want my dead mom's clothes? I would just keep saying it. And that morning I didn't realize we were going to do it. They hit me up and said, okay, well, let's do this thing. And that was the time where I still don't have a car, but I was sometimes would sleep at the comedy club and work there the next day. So it was a horrible place to sleep, and there was like rats and stuff. So I'd have to get high just to sleep through the night. So the next morning I woke up, I got a little high again, and then they called, and so I was just beyond stoned. I walked. It was summertime. It's like 90 degrees. I walked in all those clothes. I was like sweating. I'm holding a coffee. I didn't know how to be natural because I've never owned a home, so I didn't know what to do there.
Was that like a first take?
Oh yeah, we did one take. Everything else was just we just ran and they just did clips off.
It was brilliant. How you don't walk around with an indoor scarf and a pork pie hat? That's the world's greatest actor. After that, I don't know.
Well, I just couldn't afford those things. But now that I'm a big celebrity, now I'll be having the pork pie hat. I like that. That's racist, right?
Yes,
that's very much so. So Frank, you think the creators, TLC?
Yeah. I mean, you took yourself out of the equation when you created that character that you molded, and then the tension that you brought into it, the way you built up the tears and the emotion, the way you quivered when you said those lines.
I threw the stutter in. And I thought they were going to tell me not to do it, and they're like, "No,
stutter.
Perfect. Stutter.
So good, man.
It was good. It was the perfect. It was my rosebud. It's really what it was. It was one of the greatest lines in cinema history.
This became like a meme, right? Like this went around on a bunch of other shit.
It became a Reddit thing too.
Yes.
And a comic, Ray Harrington hit me up and was like, "Dude, go tell these people this isn't real. They're losing their fucking minds in this Reddit." So I went in and was like, "Please let me mourn." I just kept going. Yeah, I'm a hero. God damn it. My mom was real weirded out by that. She still is to this day. Like, what the fuck? I tell this as a joke on stage, but this really did happen. The night that show premiered, I was performing somewhere. Yeah. My mom and dad both watched it and are divorced. Yeah. My mom texted me first, and she goes, "It's a little weird that I'm dead, but I'm proud of you." Yeah. And then my dad texted me like 5 minutes later and goes, "Really proud of you and happy to hear about your mom."
Do you think that there's anyone in the world who knew you personally, saw you on the show, and then thought, "Oh shit, Pat's mom is dead"?
A couple comics. Caesar Ostrowski's a comic in Connecticut, and he was like, "Dude, I didn't know about your mom." And I'm like, "Dude, it's true." He's like, and a couple people I knew, and then he messaged me 2 days later, and said, "Dude, now you're on E," because they took that clip and they put it on Talk Soup. Yeah. So like when like a Kardashian would do wacky shit, my face would pop up and go, "You want my dead mom's clothes?"
I can't stop laughing at "That's a horse."
And so that was my line. I wish I could find that one footage and I'd be happy as hell. Guys, I want to thank you all for coming out for the first POS. I think that's plenty of dumbness for the day. Are we good or should we go farther? I've got more. Good, right? Yeah, that's enough of this shit. I don't need Gino for a third fucking time like Beetlejuice. Doing that shit. We don't know when this fucking comes out. So no dates or anything like that. Where can they follow you guys, Alex?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, JamDaddy, GIAMDADDY.
And you can find me on Instagram, Mike CJ Keegs, and just on Facebook, Mike Keegan.
Frank.
Yo.
Tell them things about you, Frank.
You can follow me on Facebook, on Instagram at Frank Behavior.
Until we start a Let's Be Frank fucking website and porn site.
We got to start that. Yeah, I'm ready.
We're starting it.
Okay.
And where can they find Barry Manilow now?
Barry is secluded in the hills of California.
You never thought about burying your Manilow into him?
No.
Barry Manilow is just gay porn words. I never thought of that.
100%.
Yeah. Gary Manilow high, Gary Manilow.
And that's where Frank hit him.
Gary Manilow. Worked there. Guys, we thank you so much for watching POS. And don't be one.
Nobody likes you, just get a grip. You have no friends, 'cause you're a piece of shit.